Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. This is our Path of the Damned Herald run. We just got Aloth, and just exposed his secret in a very kind of rude way. So let's hop in and level him up, shall we? We're going to go Arcana and probably History with him. And then we have decided to go Battle Mage, so we have Wizard Fighter as options. To kick things off, we're probably going to take Discipline Barrage. It is pretty dope. For Arcana, more History. And then... So we don't really care about this next level over much. One of the options that we could take is Eldritch Aim, but it's actually less awareness. Oh, actually, Eldritch Aim is not bad, because it grazes to hits. But I think you can do that with... Yeah, that's what Aware is. So, Discipline Barrage lasts longer, and it gets us concentration, whereas Eldritch Aim is not as long. How's it going, Jay? So we don't really have any crazy ones, so we're probably just going to go with Fleet Feet for now. Because Fleet Feet gives us Nimble, gives us +5 Dexterity, and 100 Stride, and it allows us to disengage, which can be pretty useful early on in the game. Later on, we'll have better ways to disengage, so it'll be less of a concern. Same shit, different day. I feel ya. I feel ya, man. Alright, so now we get into some of the interesting things. The first thing we are going to take is... with Battle Mage, right, we have options. We could just focus on... And we might bounce back and forth between a couple of different designs as we play through the game, respec for different effects, etc. But the idea that I have is probably do a dual-wielding mage where we're focused, again, more on buffing rather than offensive spells. So, yeah, not looking forward to getting back into the work grind. Me either. So what we're going to do to start things off, we have a couple things in Fighter that are pretty important. Specifically, fighter stances are important. Confident aim is pretty awesome. And then getting 2 weapon style is probably going to be pretty good. But to start with, we are going to go with fighter stance because this is going to get us access to warrior stance. And warrior stance will give us +5 accuracy and +5 deflection, which is going to be pretty useful early on. Pretty useful, period, but very useful early on. And we have access to second level spells. There's a bunch of interesting second level spells to kind of start off with. But we're going to go with Merciless Gaze because Merciless Gaze is amazing. It converts 15% of hits into crits for 45 seconds. Very, very, very strong buff. A buff that is so strong, it's worth using for most of the game. We will utilize that. And then we start off with scepters, which is good. We're basically just going to take all of the magical implements. So for now, I think the next we will likely get is a wand. I think we actually have some wands. We'll go ahead and go with that. And that should be it. Sweet. And to kind of kick things off, let's take a look at what Aloth is carrying. He has 2 uniques, comes with 2 uniques. He comes with the Keybreaker Scepter, which is pretty cool. It's a decent little scepter, but it actually has Frighten. So on crits, it will frighten Kith, meaning humanoids, right? Which is pretty nice, actually. And you can enchant it to be kind of like an anti-god weapon, I guess is the thing. So it gets Mysotheist or Misotheist, which gives you a chance to reflect punishment or condemnation attacks. And then you get Reject the Wheel, which gives defenses when you kill with the Keybreaker. which is actually pretty strong. You can make Aloth pretty killy with that. We'll probably use Keybreaker for a long time, but there are better scepters or wands, or rods, depending on where we want to go. And then you have, I didn't actually read the thing. Let me read the thing. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ix Arcanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong, and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos' robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the leaden key. To that end, he crafted this iron scepter with which he would combat the agents of ignorance and fear, which is amusing because he actually frightens people with it. So, kind of cool. And then you have Aloth's leather armor, which is legendary, and it's cool armor. It's very good armor if you are going to be doing kind of an evocation heavy Aloth, because it gives plus 15% area of effect. Well, that's all but useless for what we're probably going to be doing with him. But that being said, that's what he starts with. Aloth's leather armor has been enchanted to enhance his spellcasting abilities. It also appears to have custom decorative patterns stitched into the surface. Unlike most Deerwooden leather armor, Aloth's has been tailored in the Adiran style. The torso is more heavily reinforced, but lacks sleeves due to Adir's hot and humid climate. So, cool. Very nice. Alright. Now that we have him, is there anything that we have that we really want to put on him? Oh, right. So we've got his grimoire. We could actually take a look at what is in this Skeletal Wizard's grimoire. We've got Spirit Shield. Oh, we already had Merciless Gaze. That's nice. So this is something that we can, later on throughout the game, kind of respec Aloth to take advantage of. Once we get very specific books that we want to utilize, then we can focus on those and not have to utilize level ups for certain spells. So, pretty good. That being said, we're probably still going to use a bit of his... I don't know, we'll see. There's no reason to like swap him over at this point in time, though. Actually, very much considering swapping him onto this, because I would rather he have the recovery time. And I do think I will use Wise Teeth on him because of the intellect and history. So. Anything else I think
shoots me, eh? Aye.
All right. Let's talk to some people.
Echosi, but I must take stock of our supplies.
How are we to rebuild after all this? I cannot imagine.
We're lucky the cage worked.
Vanessa is probably going to be pissed.
Be careful. The tunnels below may have collapsed.
Yeah, absolutely. She's very...
We should build more of
very
these
upset.
cages, I think.
Hey, it's Travis. Alright, let us go. Actually, should camp. Probably just do fresh fruit. Although we could do some hagfish for increased morale. Might would be good. Did I say for increased morale? I meant increased resolve. Words are hard. Penetration with spells is pretty good. Increased perception. Let me put perception on him, because I think he actually has the highest perception right now. And then we will do resolve. Might. Easy peasy. Alright, let's get in here and figure out what's going on with this arena sub-basement. I think he's doing a little bit better. He's had a pretty rough day of it. But he's... I don't know. Optimistically, he's still not really eating or drinking right now because I think he's still sick. So we're keeping an eye on that. We have some additional food alternatives, etc. On hand just in case. Basically, if it goes for like another day, then we'll actually get worried. But he's been, you know, purring and rolling and stuff like that. So I'm hopeful that he's going to be okay with another day or two. This isn't the first time this has happened. He occasionally gets sick. I'm somewhat curious as to whether or not there's something more, something that's actually wrong, right? Like an underlying cause for the condition. Well, it might just be that he's fat, yeah. But occasionally he'll have these bouts of sickness, and normally he gets over them relatively quick. Alright, so we do have...
What do you need?
What can I do you for?
Aye?
We're gonna have to get into behavior usage pretty shortly, I think. Especially now that we have Aloth with spells. We definitely want to swap over to warrior stance. Okay. Let's see how this goes, shall we? We're gonna try just a general... See, immediately he's going into defaults of attack mode. I would rather you go into something like this. Oh, she's got, yeah, I want her in melee now.
Nothing I can do. Hmm? I'm having some...
Is there a reason you have rushed in here, Adir? Or Adir? Yeah, Adair?
Moving through this.
Like, I'm not sure why his AI decided I should run all the way the fuck back here. He's stunned, isn't he? Yeah, he's been petrified. So he is, or he's been paralyzed with a petrifying bite. Should be attacking. Not really much we can do about that.
Some help here.
Probably gonna be best just to hit him with this. Alright, my tank is not really doing the tank thing.
Get threshed.
There we go. Better. Go ahead and put up our wall. Go ahead and second wind as well. Alright, we need to be focus firing.
Hard to move. Take this.
Okay. Easy peasy. Nice. Go for the Will-O-Wisp next. Good.
May
fair.
I be a candle in the night.
Swap stances. We'll actually just heal real quick. Nice. Worm, got that. Worm and worm.
That's it. That's on you.
Eventually, we'll probably take some of the scepters or wands that have bounce effects, so that while Aloth is like shooting, he'll be chain attacking, and that'll be pretty good.
I'm here.
Okay, after I stopped doing dumb shit, that went very well. Which is kind of expected. Once you get Aloth,
I'd be
I
glad.
mean, you just have more tools, you have more bodies, more potential damage. So, I feel like the options for the game are
Indeed.
opening up, which is cool. Walls have collapsed inward, barring any further progress. Oh, also, yeah, we have +1 perception.
Wait. Look there. As you wish.
Nice.
Yes? Keep it down. Certainly.
Assassinate that guy real quick.
I see his soul in the darkness, one ready for reaping. I see his soul in the darkness, one ready for reaping.
Probably shouldn't start with Discipline Barrage, my boy. Probably should start with the longer spell, which is Merciless Gaze. Oh, goodness. Now look at that Adra ooze. Oh, gosh. That is freaking scary. Oh, he's already got that. Take it back. I take it all back. Hey, Fleet Feet. Alright, we need to focus fire. Go ahead and Gon's Pledge here. Oof.
Take this.
Go ahead and hit this.
Stand together.
Mo Ixiona.
Focus down this anomaly. Wow. Shodi tanks these two
It hardly seems
lesser
fair.
creatures. I turn off the wall. Well, not sure why I'm turning it off just yet, because I do have ranged attacks coming at me. But, basically, I would like to engage. Should heal myself first. Oh, Shodi. Okay, this is why I probably need to take some time and mess around with the AI. Because she just used withdraw on my tank. Which definitely did not need to happen.
Stand together.
Immediately put him in defender stance so he can...
I need
I'm aware.
help here.
Go for this guy.
Uh-huh.
You been playing a lot of Noida recently? Nice. Or I have no idea how you actually pronounce that. It's a legit roguelike, not like no things carrying over or anything. Because if so, that's pretty interesting. No levels, no unlocks. Oof. Oify doify. Okay, please go tank this boy. That guy, that imp blinked, and Aloth just went whoosha and killed him. Nice.
I got it. Right on target. Take this.
All right. That hurts.
What do you need? No help here.
It hardly seems fair.
Looks like we've got this. Nice. 2 fights back to back. We get how do you hobble a slime? That's a good question. I do not know the answer to that question, but it's a good question.
Sure.
As soon as I'm telling you though, as soon as we get a 4th party member, it's just like, oh wow, everything got so much easier. Okay, so that is the proper way. That's the end of this area. That's where we will do a bit of communing. Let's go investigate other places. See what we can't find. Alright, Scroll of Minor Healing, some gunpowder, and some Daibo Osa. Plus 15% max health at the cost of dexterity. That's relatively useful.
Of course.
Cannonballs. Hammer and chisel, those are useful for events. Oil of Allure. Plus 2 bluff, plus 2 diplomacy, plus 2 intimidate, plus 2 streetwise. So we can use this for passing particular checks. Very nice. And then we've got some journaling. It has been a stroke of unimaginable fortune to find an Audra vein in such pristine condition. The essence is so concentrated here that even from the far side of the corridor, the pillar's light pulses like a star. At times, I almost feel as if I can sense it, like the warmth of sunlight upon the skin. We will need to reinforce the central chamber before attempting further excavations. The ruins are unstable, and Sella's motley workforce of savages and paupers grows more fearful by the day. With the assistance of a single watcher, we could trace the essence in the primary vein and isolate those deposits worthy of extraction. I've petitioned Director Castol and Nekataka for such a resource, but I am continually rebuffed. It is unthinkable that the Valian Trading Company cannot isolate within the vast borders of its considerable influence a single suitable candidate. I must assume that the wretched Elette woman is hoarding them for her fanciful experiments. Transportation, as if we have the time to expend on such frivolities. That one always fucks me. Frivolities? Ugh. Frivolities. It's frivolous!
What do you need?
Doro the Reckless. Ah, here's our last remaining symbol. Okay. Gotcha.
I got it.
That's the Reckless. Offensive magic is pretty good. I like offensive magic in this game, but I've played offensive magic a couple times in the game, and I really want to play like buffs and debuffs instead.
Indeed.
Ready to roll. I see a soul in the darkness, one ready for reaping.
At once.
I'm gonna try and do our buff immediately. Again, we're gonna cut that off and do Merciless Gaze. Discipline Barrage. And I don't want to do Fleet as well, because nimble having more dexterity means more action speed, but which means more attacks. So it takes a second, right? It takes a cycle, but it gets us more attacks in the long run. So.
No one noticed that, right?
Nice. Easy peasy.
How may I help? Indeed. Of course.
Balloon. Okay. We can get into this, and I believe there's a unique item in there. I think it's the Gladiator Sword, if I'm remembering correctly. So I think we head down there and get that. So what, it's this one, and this one? I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, certainly. Happily.
Light the brazier with the torch. Torch. Good.
Well, at least it didn't catch us by surprise.
Indeed.
Nice. Yeah, the Gladiator Sword. There we go. Pretty good, too. Except it starts out corroded, so it's actually got negative penetration. Kind of bugs you that your avatar's model has upwards-facing horns. Absolutely bugs the shit out of me. But there's no upward-facing model or portrait. There's just the downward portrait for males, right? There's the downward portrait, and then there's the half moon or the crescent moon portrait. And I don't really, the crescent moon portrait and model is okay, but it's not what I prefer. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. I just imagine that he can actually like swivel them. You know? It's kind of cool that you get to choose it all. Yeah. All right, so we got the Gladiator Sword, which is an interesting weapon. Except it's corroded right now, right? So it does additional damage. It's a fine blade. Yeah, they just bend at the socket, right? So it's corroded, but we can fix that by sharpening the blade, which not only removes the penetration, but also, or the -1 penetration, but actually adds +1 penetration. And it's a very cheap to do this, like very, very cheap. Takes solution and 1 binding copper and very, very little monies. So very likely that we are going to do this and put this on Adair. Because it does start as a fine weapon, which means that he'll have a weapon that has +2 penetration. So, pop over to Adair. Replace that and chant, sharpen blade, boom. Awesome. Actually, take a look at that. He's got, so 18 to 26 versus 17 to 25, right? So the Gladiator Sword is only 1 point higher in damage at its base, but that's a little bit misleading because, again, well, it says the penetration is actually less. I guess, oh yeah, because a saber has higher built-in penetration. That's a good point. Cool. Well, I think we'll stick with the Gladiator Sword for now and see how it goes. Because you also get Scrim. Oh, this is why it's good. Yeah, so this isn't going to be that great. Still, whatever. Plus, I wonder if I could use it. I mean, obviously I could use it. But losing a spear means I'm going to lose my bonus engagement. I could... did that. We could do it for a while just to do it. Yeah, we'll see.
Yes? At once.
We'll see how badly we get screwed up in this upcoming fight.
Dim in the lamp, I see
Over it.
soul in the darkness, one ready for reaping. I see
Stand together!
soul.
Be quick. Steam.
Moe, Ixie.
I want to see if this blows anything up. Jesus Christ.
Moe, Ixie, honor.
That was a bit much.
No mercy!
Hey. Hey.
Oh no. Keeps getting paralyzed. Draw him.
Some good times.
It's no use.
Stand together!
Aye?
That was fun.
Yes? I shall.
Alright, and it looks like nothing happened to, like, the chest nearby, so that's good. I honestly couldn't remember if you could blow up chests or things like that. But I don't think you can blow up interactables. I wasn't sure about the constructs at first. These new techniques may be less extreme than those of eccentrics like Galvino, but it gets harder to remember that once the hulking things are moving around like large, noisy, witless dolls. The constructs require daily maintenance and they make the workers uncomfortable. Still, they've been an effective deterrent to the local wildlife, and I have to admit I've started to feel safer with one of them standing nearby while I work. Odorisi despises the things and avoids them if possible. That alone is a considerable benefit. Someone doesn't like being near Odorisi, it seems.
I want
Aha!
what this is.
Hidden object. Found some Viloon.
Of course.
Very nice. Got a rod.
Well, that's not nice.
Lock difficulty is 4. We don't have any... I don't know that we have any, whatchamacallit. I need to get a... Maybe that's what I should go for, because I'm always going to need a person that has lockpicking in the party. So why don't I just go lockpicking, and then we can have Chody go for... I am catless, good sir. You have redeemed the pet cattingness without a cat. You fool! I will achieve your request when applicable. Yeah, wait, I was looking at... Yeah, we don't have, like, any putty or anything like that. That's kind of annoying.
How may I?
Of course.
But it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Alright, let us head up here to the next leg of our actual journey.
That's Odorisi.
Happily.
Frozen mid-stride, this grim figure is turned towards the colossal pillar of Adra that dominates the chamber. The ashen corpse's outstretched hand rests upon the crystal's dulled surface. Clutched tightly in the remnants of a fist is a bundle of papers bound together by a leather cord. Several more pages are scattered on the ground at your feet.
This one's ashen. Means he ain't got no soul for me to tend to, right?
As you pull the papers free, the ashen fingers gripping them slough away, disintegrating into a fine plume of dust. You've gained the items, Odorisi's notes. Standing here by the lone figure, you are struck with a feeling of dread. The air around you, the very motes of ash and dust, all of it is stagnant and still. The feeling grows worse when you look up at the Adra and sense no energy flowing into its surface. It is as though it has been disconnected from the wheel.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Adra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
Find your soul in him.
You concentrate, peering into the Audra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Audra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you. The Angwithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Audra Pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance. You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens. Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop, suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Audra. Like all Audra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine. It is Aethys.
Nice.
The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Audra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys. From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul, slumbering deeper in the gyre.
Aethys, stop.
Aethys' stride slows and stops. His head slowly pivots until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy, mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
It takes great bravery to venture through the in-between, even for a watcher.
Such a good voice.
Of admiration radiates out from the god's
Such a good
heart.
voice.
A force so intense
Everything about this
that
fucking game.
momentarily
Such good voice
overwhelms you.
acting.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys' brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys' massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord. The tether carrying energy from the Audra pillar to him, that also suspends your consciousness.
What does that mean?
The sun will yet rise, Watcher. You need only wait for its light to come.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back.
Give me back that soul.
The cord tears into
Nice.
filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Audra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them. The in-between goes dark. For a second, You feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Angwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Audra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Audra pillar. Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Audra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire.
Yeah,
that has
Aeth has
just
severed
lost
his
its
connection
flame.
with the pillar, so he's no longer drawing the souls into himself. As you return to the world, you feel a hand on your back.
You alright? Come on, we just got your back.
Despite his tone, you can see genuine concern in Adair's eyes. I'm fine.
I heard you say that before. Had something to do with a 2,000-year-old lunatic talking to you in your dreams.
Well, you know.
I've seen you commune with souls of the dead, but this looked altogether different. What happened?
His gaze flickers to the brightly glowing Audra. Ooh, metaphysics. That would be interesting. We've got a benevolent option. We've got a passionate. We'll go benevolent, probably. Thousands of suffering souls were trapped within Aethys, as powerless to help them. I don't know. That actually doesn't really do anything for me. I saw Aethys. He saw me.
Well, really? I knew it. I mean, that's great, Watcher. Ain't it?
Jody can barely contain herself, jumping up and down as she stumbles over her words.
What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
Aloth hums disapprovingly. Aloth does not like religion. Oh, no, he hums approvingly. Sorry. That's weird. Sometimes Aloth has issues with Shodi because he's kind of anti-religion. We've got an honest option. I saw more luminous Audra in his path, but he told me not to follow. Something beautiful is coming.
I wonder if he said the same thing to people in Rayed Saris 20 years ago.
I wonder what he's after, and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul.
She rubs her arms despite the balmy air.
I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.
Aloth tints his fingers and smiles. Alright, nice.
Oh?
Of
Indeed.
course.
Take Odorisi's final form. Double check that there's no, like, missing pieces, and then I believe we can head over here. I think we're done. Except with that chest, which we cannot unlock, but, you know, it is what it is. Maybe we'll respec and come back. As the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you, on the Audra pillar beneath your feet. A few nod their heads in thanks or raise a hand to acknowledge your presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls, dozens of them, maybe hundreds. They're all going to the Audra pillar.
All of them? Really?
She strokes the cage of her lantern, appearing lost in thought. A small group of souls has started to cluster around you. One of them is standing a bit closer than the others and gestures for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
Of course, I'll protect you.
You have our thanks. We appreciate that you showed us the way to the Audra. But what if it goes dark, before we reach the beyond?
The other souls around her nod in agreement.
Can I harvest the souls now?
Yes, of course.
Thank you for aiding my mission, Watcher. I just knew you'd help me if I followed you.
Shodi glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial art or an intricate dance. As she slides a circle around the area, she begins swinging her lantern faster and farther from her body until an ephemeral light flares from inside. The lure is answered, and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
Nice.
How may I help? Indeed.
Talk to Vanessa.
We will remain here to see to our dead.
Weef.
We should build more of these cages, I think.
Do we just go
I
back to
cannot
work?
believe they are all gone.
What a mess.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Aether's footprints. Let's head over here into the Luminous Audra pool real quick, because, again, I think that there might have been a secret in there, but I don't think our perception's high enough to find anything, or was high enough to find anything. It might be now that we have Aloth, but seems like that is a no, so no big deal. Alright, let's get out of here. Head back to town. And with the addition of Aloth... Oh, no Discord callout? You're right, I did forget to post in Discord. That's my bad. Sorry. Actually, I guess I can do it real quick. What a slack... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm slack-a-lackin'. I'm slack... There you go. Discord callout. Also, hello! How's it going? Alright, nice. We have completed the Ingwithan dig site. I love the footprints. Actually... we crash-landed way over here. I guess that makes some sense. Trying to follow the path that we were following him on. Alright. At Fort Mage. Now, we could head... Actually, check our experience. We're actually pretty close, experience-wise, to another level. So, that's pretty cool. Do we want to try Goreki Street, or do we want to just head into stuff? We're probably okay to try Goreki Street. Let's give this a quick go. See how it works out.
Quietly now. I wonder what this is.
So I kind of would want to... Probably going to be better to try to hold these guys and hold these guys. Okay, I was about to say something's not happening correctly. So we're probably going to head. All right, let's immediately do a Merciless Gaze. probably best to save stuff and just head over there. I think we will try to... Oof. He is just getting obliterated. Yeah, he got dropped. This whole situation feels very weird. Like, they do a whole lot of damage. Maybe we don't have to engage both groups at the same time. Maybe we can do one group at a time. I'm not sure. This is honestly one of the more challenging fights that we've had to do so far.
Keeping an eye out. Hey.
Try to start with Conqueror's stance.
I'm here. I'd be glad to. Indeed. Someone's up.
This feels a little like stuff's not working the way it's supposed to. Yeah, that's unfortunate because we immediately just got slammed by a whole bunch of damage.
That's it.
I'm going to heal here. Oof. Okay, we definitely want to immediately Fleetfoot.
Sure thing. Darkness flows and the light wanes.
Jeez.
The lantern flickers.
Holy shit, my man.
Fight on, Jody. That's it.
We had some good times.
Damn it.
Feel like that mage is half the problem that we are having.
I can hold.
Yeah, bit sketchy.
Come on.
Nope. No way. Might have to start on the mage. That might be part of the thing, because that mage is just like kind of screwing me over. A lot of these guys are screwing me over, truth be told.
I'm all right. Take much more. Memory diminishing.
Hard fight. Alright, let's try going specifically after the mage to kind of start with.
You might find this interesting. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
And
Could be trouble.
undo this. We want to immediately knock that bitch down. We want to immediately Merciless Gaze. We're gonna turn on deflection for now. We want to focus on this guy. Okay, so that is part of the problem. We want to pull her back slightly. Heal. It's intense. She just got destroyed. So maybe we put Shodi like right over next to him. That's unfortunato. Do fan. Okay. Do fan again. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, friend. I can't.
Gon's Pledge instead.
Stand together.
Can I? Much I can do there.
I need some help here.
Jesus, these guys hit so hard.
Hey.
Like, really hard.
What can I do?
Really hard. Please heal yourself.
Yeah.
Please heal yourself again.
Come on.
needs to be in. I'm just playing poorly. That's part of the problem. Like, he should have been in Conqueror Star this entire time.
Take this. I don't think.
Pull that off. That too tall.
I think that actually just fucked me. Nope, do not do that. Please do not do that. Choose the right thing. Doifa, doifa.
That's embarrassing.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
Well,
That order's
just
too
go
tall.
freaking kill that guy. Like, bye, bitch. Done.
Stand together. Yeah.
Fucking A, I should have done that like 30 seconds ago. Alright. Not the strongest showing, but success. Yeah, it was rough.
What do you need? Don't
Absolutely,
see
it
why
was
not.
rough.
What do you need?
Oh my goodness. Hey! But, I mean, it is Path of the Damned. It is the hardest difficulty, so sometimes things gonna be rough, right? So, that is gonna be it for this video. We'll loot and talk to these ghosts and find out what's going on Gareki Street in the next video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're gonna keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.